Hello. This is FASTECH. Prior to the detailed product description, let me briefly introduce the FASTECH EtherCAT product line. Here is a brand called Ezi-SERVO. Ezi-SERVO is a closed-loop stepping system product line. And there is a brand called Ezi-STEP. Ezi-STEP is an open-loop micro-stepping system product line. Lastly, the brand Ezi-IO is an I/O module product line including digital I/O module, analog I/O module, and high-speed counter module. So, FASTECH EtherCAT product line has the Ezi-SERVO brand of the closed-loop stepping system, the Ezi-STEP brand of the open-loop micro-stepping system, and the Ezi-IO brand of the I/O module. Let's take a look at each product brand one by one. First, Ezi-SERVO brand. Ezi-SERVO brand has 5 products including Ezi-SERVO 2 EtherCAT, a standard type of closed-loop stepping system, Ezi-SERVO 2 EtherCAT TO, a torque-off function supporting type, Ezi-SERVO 2 EtherCAT Mini, a mini drive type, Ezi-SERVO 2 EtherCAT 4X, a 4-axis drive type, and Ezi-SERVO 2 EtherCAT All, an all-in-one type that combines a motor, a high-resolution encoder, a drive and EtherCAT network. Next, Ezi-STEP brand. Ezi-STEP brand has 3 products including Ezi-STEP 2 EtherCAT, a standard type of open-loop micro-stepping system, Ezi-STEP 2 EtherCAT Mini, a mini drive type, and Ezi-STEP 2 EtherCAT 4X, a 4-axis drive type. Finally, Ezi-IO brand. Ezi-IO brand has 4 products including Ezi-IO EtherCAT DIO, a digital I/O module, Ezi-IO EtherCAT AD, an analog input module, Ezi-IO EtherCAT DA, an analog output module, and Ezi-IO EtherCAT CNT, a high-speed counter module. So, FASTECH has a total of 12 EtherCAT products. Since there are various types of products, FASTECH can provide EtherCAT total solutions. Among 12 types of products, I'd like to introduce the high-speed counter module, Ezi-IO EtherCAT CNT. First of all, I will explain the combination model name of Ezi-IO EtherCAT CNT. In the example model name, I/O means input and output module, and EC means the product using the EtherCAT network. CNT02 means that the product supports 2 high-speed counter channels, and E means that E-con connector is applied. Now let's check the features of Ezi-IO EtherCAT CNT products. Firstly, Ezi-IO EtherCAT CNT is a 2-channel high-speed counter module which uses EtherCAT network. Ezi-IO EtherCAT CNT supports all EtherCAT synchronization modes, free run, SM event, and DC sync event, so you can select a synchronization mode according to the purpose of use. Also, Ezi-IO EtherCAT CNT supports phase difference pulse input method, 1-pulse and 2-pulse input method. I will explain each pulse input methods in detail. First, I will explain about pulse signal which Ezi-IO EtherCAT CNT can count. Pulse signal is a signal in which high-level voltage and low-level voltage repeats as one cycle based on the set voltage. In case of Ezi-IO EtherCAT CNT, high-level voltage is set as 5 volts or 24 volts and low-level voltage is set as 0 volts, depending on the input mode. One cycle of one output of high level and one output of low level is called one pulse. The part that voltage is converted from low level to high level is rising edge, and the part that voltage is converted from high level to low level is called falling edge. Then, let's check what phase differential pulse input is. Ezi-IO EtherCAT CNT counts pulse input with a phase input and B-phase input. All 3 pulse input methods counts the pulse input by using a phase input and B-phase input. First pulse input method is phase differential pulse input. Phase differential pulse input means 2 pulse inputs of square waves with identical frequencies but a 90-degree or 1/4 cycle phase difference. The Ezi-IO EtherCAT CNT can count by doubling or quadrupling phase differential pulse input. In case of quadrupling the phase differential pulse input, count is executed from the rising or falling edge of a phase and B-phase signals. And, in case of doubling the phase differential pulse input, count is executed from the rising or falling edge of the A-phase signal, and the B-phase signal orders the count direction. In both cases, if the A phase signal precedes the B phase signal, in other words, if rising edge of A phase precedes the rising edge of B phase by 1/4 cycle, the counter value increases. And if the B phase signal precedes the A phase signal, the counter value decreases. Second pulse input method is one pulse input. In case of one pulse input, the count is executed from the rising edge of the A phase signal, and the B phase signal orders the count direction. If the B phase signal is high level, the counter value increases, and if the B phase signal is low level, the counter value decreases. Last pulse input method is two pulse input. In case of two pulse input, the counter value at the rising edge of the A phase signal increases, and the counter value at the rising edge of the B phase signal decreases. User can select the pulse input method among the three methods. Additionally, Ezi-IO EtherCAT CNT provides latch, reset, preset, pulse rate measurement, comparison output function. I will explain each functions in detail. First is counter value latch function. Latch function saves the counter value at the time when latch signal is input, to the latch value. Latch can be executed by inputting latch A, latch B and phase Z signal. You can save the latch values for each signals. Therefore, three counter values can be saved simultaneously. Second is counter value reset function. This function resets counter value to 0 when reset signal is input. Reset can be executed with PDO command through EtherCAT communication, external reset signal or phase Z signal. Third function is counter value preset function. This function changes the current counter value to previously set preset value through communication command. Fourth function is pulse rate measurement. Pulse rate is the number of repeating pulse signals input during unit time. The number of pulse signals is counted based on the signal's rising edge. The unit time to measure the pulse rate is called time window, and it can be set maximum 65,535 milliseconds. For example, when you look at the screen, there are 5 rising edges in the first time window. So, the pulse rate is 5. In the next time window, there are 4 rising edges, so the pulse rate is 4. In the next section, the pulse rate is 5 according to this logic. And, pulse frequency can be calculated by dividing the measured pulse rate value by the time window set value. Last function is comparison output. This function outputs a signal when the counter value matches the comparison reference value. Ezi-IO EtherCAT CNT provides two comparison output modes, periodic comparison mode and sequential comparison mode. I will explain about periodic comparison mode first. In case of periodic comparison mode, you can set first comparison reference value and output interval. The first comparison output signal occurs when the counter value matches the first comparison reference value. For example, when the first comparison reference value is set as 100 and output interval is set as 50, the output signal occurs for the first time when the counter values is 100, and occurs in every 50 intervals. Next, I will explain about the sequential comparison mode. In case of sequential comparison mode, output signal occurs according to 60 preset comparison reference values. For example, when the comparison reference values are set as 50, 80, 90, 120 and 200, comparison output signal occurs when the counter value matches the comparison reference values. Next, Ezi-IO EtherCAT CNT can be connected to various external devices without special input setting because the counter input circuit of Ezi-IO EtherCAT CNT supports both line driver output and NPN-PNP type of open collector output. In case of external device which support DC 5 volts line driver output, it can use DC 5 volts internal power supply of Ezi-IO EtherCAT CNT or external DC 5 volts power supply as shown in the picture. And, in case of DC 24 volts NPN-PNP type open collector output external device, it can use DC 24 volts external power supply without any external resistor, as shown in the picture. In addition, Ezi-IO EtherCAT CNT supports ECON connector type. ECON connector allows easy attachment and detachment of peripheral I/O devices such as PLC, sensor, encoder, motion controller and digital I/O module. Also, Ezi-IO EtherCAT CNT is compatible with major EtherCAT masters. Lastly, I will show you the demonstration video of high-speed counter module using EtherCAT network. The product names used in this demonstration are as follows. Ezi-IO EtherCAT CNT counts the encoder value and displays the value on the HMI. You can see that the counted encoder value and the actual position value of the motor from the drive match. Also, you can check the latch function mentioned earlier. Until now, I've introduced high-speed counter module, Ezi-IO EtherCAT CNT. On the FASTECH website www.fastech-motions.com, you can download product-related materials such as catalogs, manuals, drawings, and watch demonstration videos and webinars. Also, if you search FASTECH on YouTube, you can see about more than 100 demonstration and webinar videos. Thank you for listening.